Hey guys, it's Jimmy and I'm back for another video. In this video, I will be talking about 5 different methods you can use to close your first client, even if you don't have any case studies or you don't have any past experience. And I'm making this video because I talk to a lot of people every single day, and that's kind of one of the largest concerns that people have, especially if you're just starting. Obviously, you don't have case studies, obviously, you don't have experience, but you're still going to need to get your first client if you want to make money with this business model, right? And everyone's been there, I've been there. Everyone that you see who is making money from their lead generation business has been there as well. So it is possible. So I'm making this video to share with you different strategies, tricks, tips, stuff like that, where you can implement today and you be able to leverage them to get your first clients. And if you see me looking down, I have a couple notes here. I'm not going to jump into any form of presentation or anything too crazy. I just want this video to be direct, raw, authentic, and just give you all the value and what you need to know, which in this case is how to actually close clients even without case studies, right? So now me personally, today that I'm filming this is Thursday, January 25th. It's actually 3:52 p.m., right? But a few days ago, so on Tuesday, I actually closed a client for my own lead generation business. They are a sales recruitment agency. I closed them for a $4,500 setup fee plus $300 per qualified call. And obviously, I'm just starting that working relationship with them. But down the line, once we get results, I'm going to transition them into a monthly retainer. So a few $1,000s every single month, plus revenue share commission, that type of payment structure. But upfront, obviously, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do a setup fee plus pay per qualified call. So it's been a pretty good week for the business as well. And I'm just gonna jump into this video, right? So this video is how to close clients without any previous results. And I know a lot of people out there, you guys are kind of stuck, in that phase before you have your first clients. And there's a couple different ways, but before I explain the specific strategies for what you want to do to get results without case studies, I'm going to share with you what you should not do. And because the reason why is because there's a lot of people out there. And when I first started, there's a lot of assumptions I made about what I should do and what I should not do. But overall, here are 3 things that you do not want to do, no matter what, right? You do not want to work for free. So basically, any form of arrangement where you are paying for any of these things, because this is a business model where there are a few costs. Now, obviously, you're not going to need thousands of dollars to build this business and get started, but you will need a few $100. And the majority of that money, 80 to 85% of any cost you will incur, will be for the email accounts, right? I'm in Canada, but if you're in the States, you're in US, each email account costs you $6 or $7 a month. Meaning, if you have 50 of these accounts, it will cost you like $300 a month, right? So it's not anything crazy, but it will cost you money. And if you are setting up the exact same system for your clients, you don't want to be using your own money out of pocket to set up these things for them and not get paid for it. So never ever work for free. If you were to work for free, and it's part of the video later on, one of the methods actually is to ask the client to pay for all of these things, and you're just gonna set them up. That way you don't have to pay for it. But never ever work for free. The second one is don't ever use crazy guarantees. So I know that we live in a time where if you open up your Instagram, you're just scrolling around, you're gonna see people pitching you, selling you services with these crazy guarantees, right? I will get you XYZ results, and if it does not work, I will refund you and I'll send you a $5,000 check. I'm sure all of us have seen those videos. I get a ton of those videos, and that's the definition of a crazy guarantee. And the reason it works is because you're getting people who, like, essentially you're offering to work for them without having them carry any risk. That's kind of the basic idea behind these guarantees and why they work so well. But you never ever ever want to start or lead with a guarantee. There's a couple of reasons behind that. The main reason is because you kind of attract the wrong type of people who only want to work with you because they understand that they're going to make money if it doesn't work. So you don't want people who starts the working relationship with that in mind. And the second thing is, because you're a beginner and you've never actually done this before, there's a very strong chance you will have a steep learning curve, especially in the beginning. Once you find your first client, your second client, you're going to have a lot of stuff that you need to learn. And there's a very strong chance that the results that you deliver is not going to be as great for your first client as the results you get for your 5th client or your 6th client or your 7th client. So then if you go out and sign your first few clients with these crazy money back guarantees, what happens if you don't deliver them results, right? Essentially, not only will you be working for free, but now you have to give them back the money and you just wasted all of your time. So I never recommend starting with a guarantee. I know it's a lot easier to sell, but there's serious downsides, and those are kind of the downsides. Now, the third one is revenue sharing deals. So any deals where you're approaching people and just right off the bat, they kind of offer, hey, let's get started. The only time I'm going to pay you is once we close deals. So you could explore those type of pricing structures once you're working with clients that you just really trust and that you know will get results. But upfront, especially from cold traffic, you never ever want to do revenue share deals. The reason why is because as a lead generation business, your only concern is to help them get meetings. But what we're doing is not a miracle, right? So if their business is really bad, they have a website from 2005, you sending them cold emails, you doing whatever you're doing to get them more meetings, it's not a miracle and it's not going to save their business. So then if you are only working on a revenue share aspect or pricing structure, if their business has some form of other problem that is completely unrelated to the work that you're doing, they're not going to close any deals. And then you're not going to get paid for your work or for your time. And that's kind of why you never ever want to do revenue share deals. Now, obviously, what you could do if you do want to do revenue share is you would sign them on as a client first, work with them for a few weeks, for a few months, get them exceptional results. And then only after that, once you see and understand their sales process better from an internal point of view, because you're working with them, then you can suggest doing revenue share. And that's the only time I would recommend doing it. But other than that, I don't necessarily recommend it. So that's kind of what you do not want to do. So jumping into kind of the strategies, right? And I strongly suggest you stick to the end because the way I label and list these strategies is I'm starting with the ones that most people might know about, most people have tried, and the ones at the end are kind of the best strategies, right? But the first strategy is obviously doing a setup fee, but the way you want to do it is you want to explain what that setup fee is. So my very first client, I charged $3,000 setup fee, but I didn't just say, oh, by the way, my services cost $3,000. Each qualified call was $250 and I called it a day. That's not what I did. And that's not what you want to do as well. You want to explain what that $3,000 is going towards. So the way I explain it is, sure, John. So the way our pricing structure works is we have a setup fee is $3,000. The reason why it's $3,000 is because we have to go and actually build and set up these email infrastructures, right? These email accounts, it costs money. These domains, it costs money. And we are using the setup fee to pay for those things, pay for it month to month, and to pay for our time, our team members' time to actually go and build out this system for you. So that's kind of how I explain it. That's probably what you want to explain as well. But if you just say, oh yeah, this costs $2,000, this costs $3,000, and you leave it at that without giving any form of explanation, then obviously it's going to be a little bit harder for the business owner's point of view to justify paying you thousands of dollars. So that's kind of the first method, which is explaining what you're doing outside of just saying the pricing. What you can also experiment with is adding bonuses inside of your offer. So I remember my first client, that was $3,000 setup fee. I also said on top of the $3,000 setup fee, I will include the first 5 qualified calls that I generate for you. Meaning the first call, second call, third call, fourth call, fifth call, they're all included as part of the $3,000. But obviously the 6th call, 7th, 8th call, and beyond, it would be $250 or $300, whatever the pricing structure was. That's what I would recommend, is adding a performance structure while explaining your cost. Now, the second method is to ask them to pay for all the setup fees, right? So a lot of people I'm working with, maybe they've been scammed before. They're just really hesitant to work with lead generation businesses, or not even lead generation businesses, but agencies in general and online service providers in general. They've been burned before. And what they always ask for is, sure, Jimmy, I'm extremely interested, but I don't want to pay up front. And for those people, you might still want to work with them, especially if you've never had clients, mainly for the purposes of just getting experience, getting your reps in, getting your feet wet, basically. But you also don't want to be incurring the charges yourself. So what you could then suggest to clients is, sure, John, I'd be happy to get started for zero cost. The only thing is you would obviously have to pay for all of these expenses, right? Paying for all of these email accounts, these domains, the automation software, the leads list, all of these things cost money, and it doesn't make sense for us to be incurring the charges. We will do and set up everything completely for you, completely for free. We will use our time to do that, but we will not pay for these subscriptions and these email accounts. And a lot of people, they will actually go for that because they understand that these things does cost money. It's not free. You're not just door knocking, and even door knocking is not necessarily free because you gotta pay for gas and stuff like that to get inside the neighborhoods. But you know what I'm saying, right? And a lot of business owners, they understand that as well. And if you explain it like that, they'll be open towards just getting started with you. That way you're able to get experience. You might be able to get paid based on the performance. If you're generating calls for them, you could tie that to a few $100 and get paid as a result. But that way you're minimizing your risk. The only thing you lose if things don't work out is just your time. But again, that's really good experience. And if you're just starting out, it might be the quickest way for you to land some clients and actually make some money out of it without case studies. And then down the line, you can leverage this same client for a case study or a testimonial. So then that way it's easier for you to actually close deals. Now, the third method is to actually position yourself as an expert, right? So if you really think about it, let's say you're just going about your day and suddenly your back hurts. What you're gonna do is you're gonna schedule an appointment with your doctor. You're gonna walk inside your doctor's office. You're gonna sit on that chair and he's gonna ask you, hey, Jimmy, what's wrong? And you're gonna tell him, oh yeah, doctor, my back hurts, right? What do you think about this? But if you think about it, and for most people, I know myself, whenever I talk to a doctor, I almost never ask him, sure, Dr. John, my back hurts. Can you share with me specific examples of someone else whose back hurts and you were able to help them out and help them cure their back pain? I almost never say that. I guarantee you don't say that as well. And the reason why is because inside my mind, the doctor has a lot of credibility. He's a person of authority specifically towards solving my problem with the back pain. And that's exactly what you want to do with your own leads as well. If you're able to position yourself as an expert, someone of authority, then the chance of them needing a case study or previous experience in order to actually close a deal becomes a lot smaller because you are positioned as the expert. And the best way to position yourself as an expert is to go and actually create content online, talk about the things that you're selling, talk about your specific service, what they can do to implement your service to get XYZ results. And if you have a lot of content, you're sharing value, you're actually talking about the things that you're selling, then you will be viewed as an expert. And that way, the people who do jump on a call with you, they already know what you do. They already think and look at you as an expert. And the chance of them asking for credibility or previous experiences or case studies is a lot lower. But obviously, that's more of a long-term strategy. And if you're able to maximize this, then the leads that you will be getting will be extremely warm. They'll kind of jump on the call knowing what you do already and kind of in a way ready to give you money to work with you. But that's more of a long-term strategy. And that's kind of method number 3 is think about how you can position yourself, your brand, your business as an expert, as an authority figure. And if you're able to do that, then you're not going to need case studies at all. The fourth method is to talk about outcomes, right? So don't talk about features. So a lot of people, they focus very heavily on the features as opposed to the outcome. So for example, if you're selling lead generation as a service, you're selling cold emails. Obviously, you're selling cold emails, and as stupid as it may sound, you don't want to always be talking about, sure, John, so what we'll do is we'll set up these email accounts, set up these domains, we'll do the cold emails for you. Now, obviously, that's the vehicle that you're selling, but the outcome that you're really selling is you're helping these business owners make more money. How are you helping them make more money? By generating them more sales calls. And how are you generating them these sales calls? It's by using cold emails. And that's exactly how you want to sell your service. You want to tie it to an outcome. They have a current situation that they're in right now. Let's say they're a business, they're making $10,000 a month. You talk with them, you figure out that they want to get to $50,000 per month. You ask them how they plan on getting to $50,000 per month, and they tell you, yeah, well, the way we'll get to $50,000 per month from $10K per month right now is by signing 10 clients, and the way to get to 10 clients is by booking a ton of sales calls. So you know what they're currently doing right now, you know where they want to be, and you need to position yourself as the bridge that will get them from point A towards point B. Get them from where they are right now, which is 10K per month, and get them to 50K per month. And the vehicle to get them there is obviously cold emails. We will help you book all these meetings, help you sign your 10 clients by using cold emails as an outreach channel. And that's kind of how you want to sell it. You're always tying what you're doing towards a tangible outcome. You're not necessarily focusing on the specific features or the specific things that you'll be doing and the specific processes. Rather, you're explaining them and tying them to the tangible outcome, which is helping them make more money and get more customers. So that's kind of method number 4. And finally, for method number 5, again, this list is kind of in reverse order because this is probably the best tip. And if you stay to this part of the video, you're about to get straight value. So, just comment down below something random like lemon juice, just so that I can see who actually sticks to the end of these videos. So comment lemon juice. Yeah, we'll use that term. There's no reason behind it. But the best method that you can use the best, absolute best method is to explain with logic and to break down your process and show them how you will get them a result. And the reason why this is the best method is because there's a lot of different services out there that people can sell. You can sell ads, you can sell copywriting, you can sell SEO. But at the end of the day, in my personal experience, selling lead generation as a service, it's one of the easiest services to sell. And the reason why is because business owners, they're able to correlate the service that you're selling towards helping them make more money. It's very hard to tie SEO towards making more money. Now, obviously, you will make more money, but there's not a direct correlation there. There's not a direct correlation between good copywriting and the business owner making additional 10K per month. That correlation is not really there, but there is a direct correlation between you helping them generate sales opportunities, these sales meetings, and them making more money. And as a result, the outcome that you're selling is extremely desired, and it's one that every single business owner wants. But at the other end of the spectrum is, since we are working with business owners, these are not regular people who like to just buy on emotions. What happens is, because they are business owners, they want to see a return. So if they're investing $1, they want to see a return of $5, turning $1 into $5. And the same concept applies. If you are charging $1,000 for your service, they want to understand clearly their path towards turning that $1,000 they invest with you and turning that into $5,000. And if you're able to present that, then you will be able to close deals even without previous results, even without case studies, even without experiences. So the way you want to do this is, on your actual sales conversations, you kind of just want to break down the math. You want to understand, firstly, how much money they make per client. Let's say you're working with recruitment agencies. I'm working with recruitment agencies. I know that each single client that I can help them bring will help them make between $25,000 and $50,000. So one client will, let's say, make them 30 grand. Let's to keep the number simple, 30K. And in order to sign that one client, let's say it takes them 10 sales opportunities, right? And that's with a 10% closing rate, which, by the way, is very bad. But let's say it takes them 10 calls to sign one client who will pay them $30,000. Now, how will we generate those 10 calls? If they pay me, let's say $250 for each of those 10 calls, meaning they're paying $2,500 to get 10 sales opportunities. And of those 10 sales opportunities, one of them will lead to a closed deal, making them $30,000. That's a direct correlation, and that's a direct return. So if you're able to present that, kind of exactly how I just did that on this video, to these business owners, where you're basically saying, hey, John, by paying me $2,500, you will get 10 meetings. One of those meetings will turn into a paid client, making you $30,000. You're paying $2,500 to add $30,000 of revenue to your business. What do you think? And now, obviously, there's different ways you want to break that down. Maybe it'll be easier if you pulled out a presentation where you're breaking these numbers. Maybe you are on a Zoom call, you break out the calculator to really show them these numbers. But if you're able to present them a logical and clear return, it's kind of a no-brainer. If you knew for certain by paying me $1, you will make $1,000, every single person in this planet will take that offer, because it's just very clear how you will make money and the return that you're getting. And these business owners are no different. So if you're able to break down your offer with a clear and presentable direct ROI, return on investment, then you will close deals. And these are kind of the 5 recommendations that I'm making for this video. Again, a lot of people I talk to every single day always ask me, hey, Jimmy, I don't have case studies, I don't have experience. How do I get my first client? And this is exactly what you want to do. These are 5 different methods that you want to use to close your first clients, get your first deals, get actual experience without having any experience under your belt. So hope you find this video valuable. If you do, I included a link to my Instagram. So, check out my Instagram. If you have questions, feel free to message me. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm trying to post more content about this. And I also included a link to my calendar down below. So I obviously put a lot of content out there on YouTube. I try to share as much as I know for free. But for people who want to get more personalized one-on-one support, I do provide that, more one-on-one coaching, where I take beginners looking to build their own lead generation agencies with the goal of getting to $10,000 a month in the next 90 days. I do a very one-on-one personalized program to help them get to that goal. But if that's not something that you want to do, that's completely fine. That's what this YouTube channel is for as well, where I kind of share just as much as I know, similar to this video. But hope you found it valuable. If you do, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. See ya. Bye-bye.